So I have three questions. One is, what is Carnegie Mellon for you, for the three candidates? Second question, should the students define what is Carnegie Mellon, or should they obey to a specified definition? Third question, what is going to be your first priority once you get elected? And I'd like to note on this one, the last one, please don't say, do the job, engage. Don't use empty words. Tell me exactly, objectively, what are you going to do? Thanks.
Do you care what order we go?
If someone wants to volunteer,
I'll go first. So I think I can actually answer your first two questions with one answer. And again, just to make sure I'm saying it right, it's what is Carnegie Mellon, and should we define Carnegie Mellon, or should students define Carnegie Mellon the same way or differently? Is that the right?
The question is so mainly you guys, you said many times during the debate that you know what Carnegie Mellon is.
Yeah.
I don't know what Carnegie Mellon is.
Okay. Okay.
So then if it's something, personally I think this is my opinion. I don't think there's a definition for what Carnegie Mellon is. Okay. There's a definition for what the US academia is compared to European academia, compared to Australian, compared to another place. But I don't see any difference between Berkeley and Carnegie Mellon except for their position. One is in Pittsburgh and the other is not.
Okay. So Carnegie Mellon is different for every student that attends it. Every student has a different experience, be it undergraduate, graduate. It really depends on what activities you get involved in on campus, who your friends are, like how you experience Carnegie Mellon. And it is different for everyone. I would like to think that students would have a better idea of what Carnegie Mellon is based on their experience. And I think that that is one of the areas that as student government, we should be trying to change. We should trying to give students a tangible idea of what they should expect from Carnegie Mellon and have a goal for them. Like when you come into Carnegie Mellon, you should know that at the end of your 4 years, you should have some kind of goal of some kind of person you want to be. That goal can be you want to change as a person. That goal can be, you know, you want to be proficient in mechanical engineering. It can be anything to any student. And I think it's most important that students who come here are able to see what they can get out of the university and can find all the different niches they can fall into and really just have the best chance at getting the best experience from Carnegie Mellon. And I think I agree that it is totally defined by the student. I just think that in relation to what student government is, we should be helping students define what their Carnegie Mellon experience should be. And then the first priority question, I would like to say that Jarrett and I are really excited about our idea for the executive grant program. The first thing that we will do if we get elected is to appeal to the JFC, the student executive budget for the next year, in order to make our executive grant program happen. That would literally happen like the day after elections if we were elected, because we really are excited about this project. What it is we would like students to apply, give us their great ideas that they really don't know where to go for funding, or they don't have an option, something that doesn't really fall into any category within Carnegie Mellon, and be able to develop that idea. It can be anything from, an example we cited earlier, we're putting outlets on the cut. If you're really passionate about that and you want us to fund you, like we would be very interested in doing that. Or it could be something totally different that you came up with. One example that I like to cite with this is 1000 Plus, which is an organization I'm a part of. If there wasn't two people in student development that were really passionate about that idea and had the funding from their department, that organization would not be in existence today. So I think it's important for students with really great ideas but don't necessarily know where to go with their ideas, have the student government to come to be able to help them. Like we said earlier, we think student government is a representation of the student body, and we should do the best of our ability to get students what they need to get out of their Carnegie Mellon experience. And that would be our first priority, and that is one of the ways we think we can better the Carnegie Mellon experience. Do you want to?
Yeah, just take it down.
Yeah, sure.
All right, so to address your questions, I'm going to take the first two and Michael will address the last one. Is that all right? All right. So what is Carnegie Mellon and who defines it? The questions, I think, are deeply interlinked. From my perspective, it is completely defined by every single student here. everyone shapes their own experiences, everyone has their own passions, and they came here for a reason. I highly doubt any of you came here with no intention whatsoever of gaining anything out of it. You'll have very clear objectives, clear goals of what you want to accomplish here, and you might get some new ones while you spend time on campus. So I think that for how we define CMU is defined by however you want to do it. Whether you want to do entrepreneurial work, whether you want to do artistic work, it really is up to you. And we can't define it for you. And I think that's important. I think it's important that all academic institutions just give you the resources and tools for you to move out into the world and be able to do the best that you can do, to give you that skill set. Now, by way of what we actually can do to define it, I personally would rather take a hands-off approach. Everyone here has great ideas. I don't think anyone here has the best, because the best is different for everyone. So I want to avoid from defining it clearly, because I don't think there is one way to do it. But we do want to make sure all those tools are available for you. I'll pass over the question to Micah for our first priority.
You asked a very specific question of the first priority, and you want no empty words, so here it is. We want to put CMU Central online from the day we're elected, because it's at its basis, the architecture is in place for the back end. However, it's heavily dependent upon outside user content. So if you're in charge of a club, it's up to you to write up what your club does, when your hours are in there, fill in the blanks. So we want that online as soon as possible, so it can be done over the summer even, wherever you are. That'll be first priority. This does not take away from STEM or any other initiatives. It's just that for STEM, there's a lot of back-end work, a lot of paperwork, a lot of lawyers and stuff like that involved. CMU Central is ready to go right now. You can see a demo of the architecture off of our website, www.sorosa.com. Just click on the Demo Me on the main page. And if you like what you see, you can send us dittos, or you can send us suggestions, things you want to see on there. But as of right now, that is ready to go the instant we're elected. And that'll be the first thing we put up for students, so they can start building the better community before the semester is even over. Does that answer your question fully? I hope it does.
So I think what really separates CMU from, say, Berkeley and some other places where I have friends is that at Berkeley, a few months ago, all these students and workers like occupied buildings and stuff, and then all these riot cops came in and beat them and arrested a bunch of them. And we're like, that's a quintessentially American thing to do. You're like not a patriot until you've gotten beaten up by cops. So I think CMU suffers from a lack of patriotism, and also, so at Berkeley, there's like this solidarity network between the students and the workers and the faculty, and like solidarity, I don't even know what that means. That's not part of like my vocabulary. So yeah, and I think that makes it better, because I don't care about, like I said, I was talking to Jaron last night, and I was just like, I don't care. Like, if you worked hard, you wouldn't have to work. That's, like, you should have worked harder in your life. And like, I think I've earned the right to have someone else clean my bathroom for me. So, yeah. So, yeah, and my first priority would be, I think the toilet paper is a big thing. So, yeah, that'd be my first priority. We need 2-ply.